Hi everybody, it's Pinky. I wanted to, first of all, I wanted to thank everyone for being patient with me while I'm trying to complete the videos that I promised on making your own crochet hat. I haven't yet completed that. Right now I do have quite a few things that I have to work on, and I have to complete them. YouTube and these videos and even my crochet and the necklaces and things that I make are my relaxation and my hobbies. So when I have paid work to do, I have to do it. So I'm going to get those things done as soon as possible and upload it hopefully within the week or so. I'm very sorry again, but I'm trying to get that together, and I don't want to just throw together something, just to satisfy you all, and the instructions are bold and you can't understand what I'm trying to show you or demonstrate to you. So I'm going to take my time and I'm going to do it, and it'll be up soon. The second thing I wanted to do was thank all of my new subscribers for coming by, checking me out, and feeling as if there was something here that you liked enough to subscribe to my channel. And I'm sorry that I couldn't come by and thank you all personally, but again, I have been very busy. To my older subscribers, I appreciate you all sticking with me, knowing that I'm not here on a regular basis, but when I do upload videos, you come by, check them out, and support me, and for that I appreciate you as well. With that, I wanted to speak on what I came here today to say, and that issue is our economy and what is going on here with the economy, and not actually in the same way in which the media is presenting it to us right now, but in a different way, because my concern is that we as a people are prepared for anything that may happen in regards to our economy. And by doing so, we have to look at those things that we are doing as consumers that are basically satisfying our wants and leaving our needs to the wayside, basically. I understand in today's society we are those who say, well, I've worked very hard for my money, I should be able to go out and buy anything that I want. But that kind of attitude is basically what has gotten us into this situation in the first place. Everyone knows, or should know now, that credit and debt is a trap and it's a scam, and you'll never really fully be out of that vicious cycle of those credit cards and those extra bills if you don't stop doing some things somewhere. You have to put a halt to some of those things, because right now things are critical, and it's going to come to a point where you're going to have to make a decision about those things that are most important. Now, if you got it like that and you can just spend like that, then hey, more power to you. But most of us, I ain't got it like that, and it doesn't matter how much you make, because they always say the more that you make, the more that you spend, and that is absolutely true. Some things that we have all these contracts with cellular phone companies and with cable companies, satellite companies. Do we really need all of these things? Do we really need all of these channels? Do we really need all of these bills? Okay, you have to start cutting it somewhere, because things are going to be very, very rough. Unfortunately, I don't see things getting much better before they get much, much worse. And those of us who have been following what's been going on for many, many years now, like myself, we knew that this was coming, and some of us have taken steps and measures in order to prepare ourselves for it. There is no absolute safety net or cushion, but you don't have to be totally devastated by what is going on now in the credit markets. It's a choice, and some of us have to choose not to use the credit cards anymore, to try to pay down some debt, or to totally free yourself of it if you can. I have done it, and it was not easy to do, and after many, many years of putting the plastic out, to deny yourself that, it's like weaning down off of a heavy drug, a heavy drug. But with some discipline and with sincerely looking at how much you're paying in interest, and if you miss a payment, they don't care what your situation or circumstances are. They will ruin you. They will ruin your credit. They will ruin your reputation. They will call you. They will harass you. They will do all kinds of things to get their money. And it doesn't matter if you have been a loyal customer to them and have paid your bills on time every day for the last 10 years. The moment that you don't, you become one of them, and they will treat you as one of them. But in my journey to free myself of that slavery and bondage of that system, I learned a few things about the credit and debt industry and how they basically exploit us. Okay, they depend on our wanting to live off of this credit and wanting to get things on a whim when we don't really need them, and just say, oh well, we have a credit card with us, so we can just go ahead and get it. You have to restrain yourself, because it's going to become very critical. Heating bills are going to be high. Gas prices are already high. And on top of all this, I see a hint or indication that there's going to be a food shortage very soon. There are already some places who have up signs. I saw one in a Chinese restaurant in my neighborhood. They said, due to the global rice shortage, if you do not need the white rice that comes with your meal, please let us know so that we may keep it. And I was like, wow, is it that bad? But apparently it is. Okay, and they may or may not be saying so on the news, but if you go to the store and you have a little bit extra, get a little bit extra. If you buy one little bag of rice, buy 2 little bags of rice, because it's going to become necessary. It's going to become required. And those of us who live in colder climates in the wintertime, like I do, our heating bills, we have no clue as to what they're actually going to look like this year. And you need to protect yourself, because I'm quite sure when it comes down to it, you would much rather leave that new shiny toy on the shelf than be cold this winter. And it will get to that point. Honestly, it will get to that point. I don't know if you all believe in or look into things like the New World Order and the Illuminati and the things that they have set up for us. But even if you do not, just look at history. If you don't want to say it's a conspiracy against us, then just look at history. And history does always tend to repeat itself. And when it does, it repeats itself exponentially. It will be much worse the second time around than the first time around. And that has been true throughout history, throughout the ages. And that's what we need to look at. And right now we are facing 1929, 1930, and the Great Depression all over again. Everything that they have done is coming right back. And on top of that, it is the same perpetrators. If you look into the history of the stock market crash and the bank runs back in 1929 and 1930, you had JP Morgan Chase, you had other banks, the same banks now, who are buying up all this debt. They did it before, and they are now doing it again. And that's why they are the financial institution giants that they are, because they create the crisis and then they buy everything out and then they sell it back to you at a profit. Okay, that is the thing. Don't get caught up in all of that. Protect yourself, protect your family, and discipline yourself to look for what you need and pass up some of those wants. I'm not saying give it all up, but some things you just really don't need. You just really don't need, and you would have wished you did. I would say within the next 90 to 120 days, you will have wished you did. Okay, so that's all I really wanted to come on here and say. Those of you who may or may not be facing home foreclosure, just keep your head up. It's a hard thing to deal with. I dealt with it. I received a blessing out of it, which was the opportunity to buy a home for cash instead. So I just let my house go. But I know everyone doesn't have that kind of opportunity. But if there is anything that you can do to save yourself and not owe anybody for anything, take that opportunity. And that's all I wanted to say for today. And I thank you all for watching. Okay? Bye bye.